Hello artists, today I'm going to teach you how to draw from observation, how we're going to look at one little thing like a pencil, break it apart into forms, so like a cone, a cylinder, even, well, half of a sphere. We're going to use all of these different forms, maybe not a cube today, sorry cube, and we're going to look at this and draw from our form knowledge and value scale knowledge, which is drawing from the darkest side to the lightest side. And we're going to create our own still life of a pencil. This is an observational drawing. So the first thing I'm going to do is draw the outside that I see that's the biggest form, which is a cylinder, which looks like the cylinders we had drawn on this side. I had it looking like a can before, but now I'm laying it down on its side like a tube. So on one end I might have an oval, and on the other end I also have an oval that connects these two parallel lines, lines that don't touch, together. The next thing I have on the end of this, if this is where the holding part of the eraser is, on the top is like a half of a sphere, so it's a half circle even. And I can erase, I drew really light, so I'm going to erase the line that was kind of behind where this eraser is now. Dun, dun, dun. And then there's 3 green stripes, so I'm going to draw them as best as I can. I'm going to draw a green and then the yellow, a green and then the yellow. And they're all on the same kind of rounded line as this cylinder. And on the other end, I'm going to see a cone shape. It's pointy, like a cone, and you wouldn't see the back of the cylinder anymore. It's right in there. There's the cone. And at the tip, even the graphite in this pencil is on a rounded cone-like pattern. So now I have a cylinder, half of a circle or sphere, and a cone. All the shapes we were learning about, or all the forms we were learning about. And the last thing, there are lines I see which will actually help my values so much more. So I'm going to draw those lines. They keep my pencil from rolling off a table. So I have one line here, and I see the other line is almost touching the bottom line. Oh, I could have used a ruler, but I'm living on the edge, guys, literally on the edge of this pencil. And then there's these wavy little lines at the ends of these flat edges. So I'm going to just put the wavy lines in to give it more details from the observation I'm doing of my pencil. And we go now to values. And even I see there's some dirt. Sit still, pencil, sit still. There's some dirt on the end. I could add that in when I'm observing things. And it's also, there's a shadow on the ground. Everything is darker on the bottom of this pencil. So even these lines are going to go from the lightest gray scale at the top where the sunshine's coming in, and then the shading is going to be the darkest side at the bottom. So I'm going to go to the darkest side first of this pencil. And what these flat lines, it's so nice, it can actually help me to make this number 5 value, or number 4 if you're a lighter touch than me. The next little plaque would be 3 to 4. So I'm going to lightly shade in this little flat end of this cylinder-ish thing. And now I have a lighter line. And I can go for this last part. It's like the brightest light coming in. I don't have to do that much. It could be a 1 or a 0. 0 is when you don't touch the page at all. So I'm just going to lightly put a little bit. I'm whispering it in. Shh, just there you go. I might have to add a little more color to the medium one now. The medium, I like to do medium, light, and dark. And then the same thing on our cylinder. The cylinder, if I flip this over, it might be more accurate. The cylinder is showing the darkest over here too. So I'm going to make a few lines on this part, really dark, medium dark, and so light. And the same thing on my sphere. It's going to go really dark, medium dark, super light. And I can smush them together, leave them apart. Cone, same thing. Really dark. Another line, medium dark. And so light. And it comes like at a triangle point, kind of. And the front is just super 5, almost 6. That's how dark the graphite is, isn't it? Yay! That's so fun to color in. And now I have a pencil. I might have to erase it a little if it looks too smudgy, or if it's not exactly straight, I might want to go back in and straighten out the lines. But sometimes I think the value makes it look super awesome. It doesn't matter about that. And then my favorite part, if you look in the video even, I think you can see it's a really dark shadow underneath the pencil, and it points out. If I traced this shadow, it's further out than the pencil is itself. So I'm going to try that. I'm going to be like the blob. I drew it out a little first, and then I'm going to make it really dark near the pencil, and then kind of a grayish at a 3 or a 4 at the point, and along the edge I'm making it really, really dark again, and a little bit lighter. And there is my observation of a pencil. And I'd love you to think about what happens. Oh, look at the end. It even rounds over here. You can see it. It's so much further out than the actual pencil. And it rounds a little bit like the edge of that eraser. So where would this pencil be? If we were keeping it realistic, we would just say it's sitting on a paper right there, Ms. Vega, right there. But if you were saying like, oh, it's sitting down on a beach chair, it could be sitting on top of a building. It could be riding a skateboard if I turned it sideways. So next time we have art, save your pencil picture. We're going to pick a way to make this look like it's somewhere else. Surrealistic, like a fantasy, or realistic. So I hope you had a good time. Put your name on the bottom, sign it beautifully, even put the date. And then we'll keep a hold of these until we come back and use them next week.